share, subscribe, hit that like button for me, and welcome to another live. Now we got to talk on God of Black Americans will punish white America through Donald Trump. You are actually witnessing the judgment of America. Now, the dreadful days of the Lord have now come to America. You see the lands and people who worship evil. You see from robbery, murder, rape, famine, decease are the orders of the day in America. Now, if there's anything like God of righteousness, if there is anything like God of truth, should not he raise himself up and take his place and put an end to such evil as is now going on in America? People cannot walk the streets of America today, as you see, without subjecting themselves to robbery, murder, or rape. America is a wicked land. You see, everyone is against the other. Righteousness, justice, freedom are despised and fought against, regardless to the clear knowledge of God's hourly punishment and destruction of America by his divine pledge of storms. But this, as it is written of America in the book of Revelation, you see in the Bible, they continued their evil ways and did blasphemy to God, who have power over these pledges. See, they hated the name of Allah, the great Mahdi. They hate the name of his messengers. But nevertheless, that does not stop the judgment and destruction of white America. Look at the wicked devil you see in Alabama. They are against us while we are trying to be at peace with them. But there is no peace in them. We have done nothing to them. They are against us just because the idea that we are Muslims, black people. See, the white man has his way of ruling the black people for so long that he thinks that he still has the power to do so. While in reality, the white man has come to an end of his time of power to rule the black people, regardless to allow God's retaliations to the white man for his evil act done to the black man. The white man still keeps inviting the retaliation of Allah God. The white man must remember that he cannot win today over Allah God and his servants, for he has power. The judgment of America. See, judgment have come to you, America, whom to you, who seeks to fight against Allah God and against his aim and purpose, whom to you, America, Allah God has made you blind to his judgment, and therefore you are committing suicide. He has made you blind on purpose to give you the full dose of his wrath. When a man does not know the danger of fire, then he can fall headlong into it. America has mistreated the black man for 400 years, and she does not think that there is ever a God who will accept her black slave and return on her head the injustice done to the black slave. This is a day and time in which America can benefit from what Allah God has revealed to me and from the work that I'm doing among my people, turning them from doing evil into righteousness. As it is written, we see in the Bible, Babylon could have been healed, and there was a possible chance for healing, and she had not gone to the extreme by making fun of the God of the Jews in a temple in Jerusalem and belittling the power of the God of the Jews to retaliate. The Bible prophesies of these plagues that will come upon America, and these plagues are falling on America now, and yet she will not repent. For America continue to kill the black one slave of righteousness and justice. Even though the black slave wants to go from America, she wants to hold on to him, and America does not want to let her black slave go. America holds the black one slave for a prey, whom to America her days has arrived. She will not heed the warnings. I have begged her to let us be separated from her on little territory and stay to ourselves, to let us be responsible for our own survival, only to get out from under her injustice. But she refused. So it was with Pharaoh in the time of Moses. God went down to Egypt to make Israel and her enemies, the Egyptian, an example for a future people, so that this may serve as a sign of what we see going on in America today. Before a great judgment, that our God promised to destroy America, which are now coming upon her. Hail, snow, drought, earthquakes. Allah God has reserved his treasure of snow and ice to be used against this wicked country of America in the days of battle and war. These are some of Allah God's weapons, the storms that we see going on. So the white man of America is not blind and ignorant. He had known these prophecies of his doom for a long time before we knew it. But the white man translates the Bible, and he knows what he puts in his translation of that, which was written in the Bible. See, the judgment of America. All love and respect of the wicked have gone from them. They do not love each other nor respect each other. They have pulled off their clothes and disgraced themselves. See, this is also a pledge. We see some of the white people rehearsing the cave days of their father. And they are not ashamed to do so. They come out with long, straggly hair, as their fathers did in the days of their cage. This is Allah God forcing a white man to bear him witness that they really wants the caveman. Yet, a few foolish, unlearned black people follow the white man. It is a shame to pull off their clothes and grow hair down their backs, over their face, by misleading the black man to fall in the ways of the white man, savage, caged life. So the white man again telling the world how he had deceived the black man, is now making the black man manifest that he is too weak to seek his own. See, for nearly 40 years, I have been preaching to this black man in America that we should step on. Instead of this black man going to the decent side of his own, he goes back seeking transitional Africa, the way they did in the jungle life, and the way you see in uncivilized parts of Africa today. They are not using barbed tools, sneers, razors to keep themselves looking identified as the civilized people should look. To the black man in America accept the jungle life, thinking that they would get the love of black Africa. Black brothers and black sisters wearing savage dresses and hairstyles will not get you the love of Africa. The identified people of Africa are neither Muslims or educated Christians. But Africa today does not want Christianity. Do not think that you would get a home in Africa after this war if you are a Christian. To get a home in Africa after war, you have to be a Muslim. The judgment of America, she is made manifest. As it is written in the Bible, we see The revelation. She is a cage of every unclean and hateful bird, every unclean and hateful human being. America, America, your days have come. For evil done to your black slave. America cannot repay the evil with another evil, or trying to tempt the black slave by offering them your white women. That does not help you in this day, but it does condemn you as being a double crosser. That you even offer your black one slave, your girls and women, to do with them as they please, if they would just follow you. The judgment of America, Babylon could have been healed, but she is not healed. See, America is just beginning to experience sorrows, mournings, grief, and distrust, anger at God and man. According to both we see of the Holy Quran and the Bible, there will be plenty more of the same. In these two books, one can easily find everything foretold that is happening today. Time will grow so terrible, son, that according to the Holy Quran, children will become grave-head. According to the Bible, great heart failures will become a disease upon the people, where the anger of God, the American people. The fourth beast we see in the Revelation of John, the Bible, in which Daniel described as a very dreadful, well-armed beast, who working are that of death upon the weak, refers to America. She had no respect for the poor, the unfortunate. Daniel's description of a rib between the teeth of the beast and the reference to this ill treatment, subjection, you see, ruthless behaviors by the devil to our people. This America lightens the poor with heavy sentences, long prison terms, and refuse to let the prisoners go free. You see, this is due to our heartlessness and lack of compassion for the black man of America. This beast white man lies and waits around this black man's homes and prowls the streets at night and wait for his excuse to wreak his ruthlessness on his poor, prey, the black man. If the black man raised a hand to protect and defend himself, he is shot dead, is unable to defend himself against false charges. This beast keeps our people in sorrows and unhappiness by depriving them of equal opportunity. The black man's wages are calculated by white wicked accountants, preventing the so-called Negro from saving by skyrocketing and abuse of the poor, the prices of the necessary of life. This white beast persecutes, imprison, and kill those who preach freedom and justice for the poor so-called Negro. The white man does not want the so-called Negro to leave America, but she will not divide the spoil of America, the country which she had taken by force or arms, and killing its owners, the Indians, with them. This beast set up evil to be allies as a god. She discussed good for evil. She covered earth with filth, making it fascinate, so that man will bow down and worship evil for good. She set brothers against brothers for joy, and then she kills both of them, whom to America, the murderers and deceivers of the people. God of justice and truth have pronounced a judgment against you, and by no means will you escape. You have made mockery of him, God, and his people and his words the truth. You have been judged and found wound to the so-called American Negro, the lost and now found members of the black nations of the earth. Come unite with Allah and me. Go to your own. You won't have to go anywhere. If you only unite with your own, heaven awaits you wherever you may be. America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah. The four great judgment that Almighty Allah God is bringing upon white America, we see are rain, hail, snow, earthquakes, tornadoes. We see them now covering all sides. As the Holy Quran prophesies, curtain her on all her sides. And the judgment will push the people into the center of the country. And they will realize that it's Allah God who is bringing them and a country to a nothing. See, Job, the Bible prophesies that Allah God has snow and ice to use as his weapons in the days of war and battle against this wicked country of white America. Now we hear and read in the newspaper today how great hill like little mountains of snow are pushing down from the north. Not only in the northern states, Minnesota, we see, North and South Dakota, and Montana, we see. But now we see the snow is in the New England states, and they are declared to be disaster areas. The announcer, a disaster of snow we see in the New England state, says that there had never been such great quantity of snow. All up and down we see the coast to Carolina. The rain takes up where the snow leaves off. We see all around the southern borders of America, storms are raging. There are tornadoes and heavy rain and more storms on the way, one right after another. In the north, we see, in far west, in the east, we see America surrounded with the judgment of Allah, God. There are earthquakes and the seas is raging. The Pacific Ocean is now angry and raging and tossing up great waves as never before. Now, why should these things hit America? The Revelation teaches why. It is because America is filled with devils and has such unclean person living in America. This is true. Under hateful birds, every filthy, shameless, wicked person comes here for a haven where he can do any wickedness he wants to do. Country opens and welcomes that type of person. As we see, the few little Muslims, who name Muslim means those who have submitted to the will of Allah God, how the enemy hates us and seeks to do all the evil he possibly can against us by falsehoods. These are not the days of Noah, Lot, Abraham, nor are these the days of Moses. See, these are new times. Enemy does not get away in punishing the righteous just because he hates them. Allah, the God of righteousness, is with us, and he just laughs at those who try to fight against him. He had destroyed a whole nation with less than the power of rain, hail, snow, earthquakes, fire. Holy Quran has a record of people even being destroyed. Allah God does not have to have something great. He does not have to go to work and get a black arm or a mountain and throw it on him. He used that which is with you, against you. So the force of natures are great weapons as we see them in play upon America. See, storms after storms of snow and ice are whirling in from the north and are pushing great drift that are just covering up everything. What can you do with a God like that? Joel prophesies that Allah God has his weapons stored up to use in the days of battle and war with the wicked. You just take some snow and cover them up. The Holy Quran says that Allah God destroyed people with just cold winds. He froze them. Do you think that you can get away with fighting Allah God? No wonder the second song says that he would sit in heaven and laugh at those who are trying to fight against him. He'll have you crazy. It is true. The heads of the governments of the Christian world are confused. And they do not know that they are confused. Why? Because the great desire was to confuse us. Now, Allah God is taking confusion out of us and put into them. Now eat, America. Now help yourself to the desert that you have prepared for us. You eat it. See, all praise are due to Allah God, who came in the person of Master Flower Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever. See, we went to Alabama. And to any states that we go to, we pay a high price per acre of land that our father laborers has already brought for us. Now he wants to kill us if we act humble and peaceful and want to buy back some of our own labors. I laugh at some of these things that are here coming out of Alabama. And not only in Alabama, but in every other states in the unions. They do not know the time in which they are living. Allah God is well able to take this country from you and give it to whom he pleases. It is in your Bible. Read it for yourself. He took the kingdom from the wicked and gave it to whom he pleases, those who will bring people into righteousness. America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah. Before a great judgment, we see a rain, hail, snow, earthquakes, and a confusion in the head of states. The fourth great judgment of America, to be pledged with too much rain, we see will destroy properties and lives. It swells rivers and creeks. Too much rain floods cities and towns, large bodies of water at the ocean shoreline can be made to swell with unusual highways, dumping billions of tons of water over the now seashore line. Rain destroyed properties and killed cows by drowning them in lowlands. Rain destroyed hiding places of victorious beasts, reptiles, bringing them out, fighting in small towns, people homes, and farms. Rain weakens and destroys railroads, truck lines, bed, and bridges. Rain undermines foundation all types of buildings. Rain makes the atmosphere too heavy with moisture, causing sickness. With rain can bring destruction to towns and cities. Bringing germs causes sickness to the people. And produce unclean water by the swelling of stream and destroying of the pure drinking water used for the health of the people. Rain is a destructive army with itself. Hailstorms also a property and life destroyer. Snow is the most dread pledge when it comes in great drifts, from 5 to 35 feet. It buries your property in life. It destroys your highways, in cities, in gravel towns, in cities. See, it put a burden of expense upon the cities. It put a burden of expense upon the cities to repair. The cage in or roofs of homes. We see the cutting off of homes, the cutting off of transportations, isolation areas, bring about the starvation, and communication destroyed with the icing of the communication wires. Snow looks pretty because of its clean look. Almost everything in nature is beautiful, but it can be turned into death and destruction against man. Snow is prophesied to be one of the weapons that God will use against this wicked of America. We see in Job 38, 22, and 23. Hell also is mentioned in the same two verses, where God plainly tells us that He has preserved it against the time of trouble, against the days of battle and war. The Holy Quran also teach us that God used snow, rain, wind, hail, earthquakes, and fire against former wicked people. Is America any better than people read about in the history that God destroys? No, it's not as good. These people was not as wicked as the American people. The earthquakes can destroy towns and cities instantly. America is in the grip of divine judgment. America is in a position towards a one slave, so-called Negro, as Pharaoh was with Israel as his slave. She is in this position because we see an injustice done to the American so-called Negro slave brought to America over 400 years ago, refuses to let them go free. They only said that you are free, knowing within that you are not able to lead them without anything. But the injustice continued to increase. Now they plan death, you see. So this God was predicted by the prophet to come to the defense of these people, the so-called Negro. The last days after they served the enemy for 400 years. The Bible declared to Abraham in Genesis that God would judge the people to whom his people Abraham will be in bondage. That's why the motherships is here. That's why they know that this is an alien probe, because the motherships is here to destroy this present world, and God is here to bring in a new world. See, this old world must die out. This old satanic world that they're trying to bring over and over, the devil will use trickology in his trickery. And they were trying to run in this same old system where you see the system got to die out. See, the God of justice is here. See, the God of freedom is here. The God of equality is here to rescue his people, because he heard the cry so long. And see, when the Lord comes, he comes with thousands of his holy ones. And see, if the Lord had not cut short the time, human beings would even have survived. But now you see, for the sake of his elect, he has shortened the time. So you don't have to wait and think that we have 20, 15, 10 years. Let it not be that. Because the fall of white America can be within a few days. Now they tell you it's a comet. It's a three-eyed atlas. It's like telling you it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's Superman. But no, this is not no comet. This is not no three-eyed atlas. This is an alien probe. Now, 80 years they've been keeping this thing a secret. The government did not want to put this out. But we know that God's here, offering us to sit us at heaven at once. And since we know hell's appointed place, and that the devil is trying to get you there, he's trying to get you to fall right into his fall of America. Now I can walk with you with this Bible, but prove to me if I'm a liar to you. Let's go. You see, God and a person of Master Fard Muhammad will not be defeated. See, the more evil you see, deceiving and tricking and making these false promises to the American so-called Negro only increase America. Divine chastisement, doom. America knows there are troubled lies and the mistreatment of this black man, so-called, but she is too wicked to give up tricking the Negro, deceive him on false promises we see. She just cannot stop playing games. See, the opportunity is to open, and she thinks that there is no one today to hinder her. But God has chosen us to be his people. He had delight in fighting the enemy, according to the history of the former people. Delight himself by going forth against them when they extended the limit. So it is with America. They must be separated. See why America will not agree to see the Negro separate from her until she suffered divine punishment. And as Pharaoh suffered the same things that the evil nations suffered before them is now coming upon these people. She seek to keep her one slave robbed of opportunity and wealth. She envies success coming to the American Negro free slaves, charge them high prices to keep them down, deceive them through a few of what we call Uncle Toms. In a political circle, you see class and all professional classes. She offered them little favoritism to help her work against their own people, the black people. But they too would suffer along with enemy of justice of the poor so-called Negro. They must be separate. You see, envy, hatred are going between the two people, regardless of their preaching of social integration. The truth must come. What is better than a program you find I have written you two blacks and whites cannot get along in peace, that you have never got along in peace. You know why white America does not like to talk with you about this separation, and why he called separation of the two people the wrong solution for peace between the people. He knows that it's promised and that God will do it. Then why do they not agree with separate themselves from you and me and we from them? Why are the black man and white man all over the earth now in disagreement with each other to live in peace? Do you know why? Oh, foolish American so-called, seek some of this earth that you can call your own to live on in peace. Unite and ask the government for a portion of America. This is what we need, my brothers and sisters, somewhere to live to ourselves and let this white man live to himself. Two people are not brothers. See, they are aliens to each other. God did not make them brothers to each other. Now, we know no one came to this poor man Lazarus. Did you know that if we go ask America for $100 billion, even though we well deserve it, she'll turn a deaf ear to us. See, when our fathers helped build this country of America, made it suitable for them. And yet, you see how they treating us. See how these food banks are open. You see how they slash and cut and 42 million people of health, of your affordable health, of your, you know what I mean, help of assistance. But see now, you see the God of justice is here. And you see everything going into prophecy. And see, when God did not make them brothers to each other, he did not make us brothers. See, one's the enemy. See, they are aliens to each other. And God did not make them brothers to each other. So I want to ask you, my brothers and sisters, to learn this and learn it quickly. Fly for your life to the refuge of Allah and come follow me. The American land being divinely curtained. The Holy Quran, Surah 13:41, teach us, see they not, that we are visiting land and curtain it of its size. And Allah pronounced a doom, and there is no repeller of his decreed. And he is strict and called into account. Black man America, there is no one as blind as you are seeing and what's going on against white America. I have warned you for nearly 40 years that Allah, God, and the person of Master Fly Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, came to me and gave me the knowledge of the truth. And I've been preaching it to you continually. Now you see what is going on. As America has done, so now it's being done to her. America is reaping what she has sowed. America has surrounded this country to other people. She has blown their cities to pieces. She has killed inhabitants. Those who was left alive, she put to flight, running from shelter, destruction by America might. It's very sad we see and horrible to look at the things that America had done, which are now coming on this country. For many years, centuries of years, we see America had lived a luxurious, wicked life while hating her black slave and depriving them of justice, shooting them down on the streets, on the highways, in the woods, and field for nothing. She did it just because she felt that she had to vanish. She wanted to kill black people, as she was made to do. The Bible, Psalms chapter 10, verse 8, he sat in the lurching places of the village, in a secret place do he murdered innocents. You see, his eyes are set against the poor. You see, up until this very minute, she's seeking to destroy the black man America, deprive him of freedom to do for self. See, America never desired departure of the black slave from his white slave master. See, America wished only to hold his black slave in order to continue to treat him with evil.